Hey guys, what's going on? Levi Vincent Ministries, 40 Days of Favor. Today I wanted to talk about new shoes and the favor that God has for us today. God wants to give you new shoes. He wants to cause the shoes that you have to not wear out. And I want to tell you some stories of how God's blessed me. When I first got into my ministry, my mom found a clearance deal on designer leather shoes, and they were such a good deal. They were like 80% off that she couldn't help but buy me 6 or 7 pairs of designer leather dress shoes. And so here I am with these Italian leather dress shoes, and I didn't know enough about God's favor at the time to recognize that this was a miracle and that this was a sign. And a lot of times when God gives you something and the things in your life you don't recognize is the favor of God, and that there's a deeper meaning and symbol and destiny on the things that God is giving to you. And I've started to learn over the years that new shoes could mean a new calling in your life. And when I first went out on one of my first treasure hunts, we went to the mall and we were in like Foot Locker, and there were some Nike Air Maxes in there, and I was due for some new shoes. And when I went to buy them, Mary, who I was with, the lady I was with treasure hunting, she bought me these Nike Air Max shoes, and I wore those shoes for like 3 years. They were my favorite shoes until the air ran out of them. And you see this in the Bible in Deuteronomy 29:5. God told the Israelites that for 40 years they were in the desert, and their clothes did not wear out and their sandals did not wear out. God blessed their shoes. God's favor on their life provided for them and gave provision to them. And he knew what kind of season they were in, and he would provide for them what they needed. Also in Luke 15:22, when the prodigal son comes home to the father comes running to him, so glad that he comes home, gives him a big old hug, and he says, "Put a robe on this man, put a ring on his finger, and put some new sandals on his feet." God has new shoes for you. And so that's not the end of my favor in shoes. As I continued in my ministry, it wasn't much longer till one morning during prayer with a man, he said, "Hey, I want to give you the boots that I'm wearing." And he had a nice pair of boots on. They were slip-ons. I'd never had a pair of cowboy boots slip-ons before. And I said, "Are you sure?" He said, "Yeah, I want to give these to you." And he just took them off his feet and gave me the shoes that he was wearing. I was super blessed by that. And I wore those shoes for the next like 5 or 6 years. And I actually gave them to a homeless man one day. They're still, sometimes I still see those boots around town. And that's not the end of it though. Next I was given duck hunting boots and a bunch of hunting gear. And I never been hunting before, but that year I went hunting my first time, deer hunting, and shot a deer on my very first time. And ever since then, God's been providing hunting supplies since then. Then I was given mountaineering boots, like a $300 pair of mountaineering winter boots. So I still wear those in the winter. Then I was given some work boots, some tree trimming like work boots, like a $250 pair of leather work boots. Then I was in the store shopping for hiking boots, and a guy I know came up and he asked me what I was doing. I told him I was looking for some new hiking boots. He said, "I want to buy them for you." And I was giving hiking boots. And there was 2 boots that I wanted in there because my tennis shoes were starting to wear out. And I tried them on, but I just didn't get them at the time. But sure enough, I decided I got to go get those running shoes because I knew God wanted me to have the shoes that I wanted. And I went back in there, and they didn't have them. They were all sold out of every shoe that I wanted, the trail runners. And they said, well, hold on, let me go look. And sure enough, they went back and found the only pair they had was the pair that fit me. And it wasn't even the right size for me, but for some reason it fit me perfectly. And they were on clearance, and I got my trail runners on clearance. So as you can see, I've had a lot of shoes given to me, but I've realized over time that these shoes are representative of the calling that is on my life. Because in Isaiah 52:7, God says, how beautiful on the mountain. In the Amplified Version, it says, how beautiful and delightful on the mountain are the feet of those who bring good news, good tidings, good news of peace, tidings of joy. And it says, good news and good tidings of God reigns, okay? God reigns. That is the good news. God reigns. He's on the throne. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. We have a King of all kings. Our God reigns, and He provides for His children. God has favor for you. He wants to put new shoes on you. He has a new calling for you. See, there's different types of shoes for different things. Duck hunting, mountaineering, dress shoes, trail runners. God has new shoes for you. He has a new calling for you. He has new territory for you. And He is going to put these shoes on your feet. And that is the favor of God. Ephesians 6:15 says, put on the gospel of, have your feet fitted with the good news of peace, with the gospel of peace. We want to put the gospel of peace on our feet and be walking around and doing God's work and preaching His good news. So God bless you today. Go with God and be looking for new shoes, and realize that it's no accident you're getting the shoes you're getting for this season. There's a reason why. And there's a blessing in your new shoes today. See you later.